Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes, and the lovely Julia coming soon. It's very nice to be here on a Monday evening here in the Vobosphere. You've joined me in my teal-coloured jumper. At the beginning of every show, the audience get together in the chat room and they try to work out in advance by using special mathematics and hypnotherapy what coloured jumper I am wearing of an evening. It's very easy. All they've got to do is go over to Listen with Vobes and they'll see what I was wearing about 3 hours earlier. And it's unlikely that I'd managed to go upstairs and change into the vast wardrobe that I have because I'm so busy trying to fiddle around and sort out bits and pieces to the show. So there we are. Anyway, here we are in the slightly new little window that we have here in Vobeland. It just came in. Eric said it was time for a little change. Now, we haven't managed as yet to move the studio as I would like to up into the new barn, or is it the new room? Oh, yes, new room. I'm not really, because I'm still waiting for my kids to leave home. They never go. They said just before Christmas we may be moving out. Christmas came, January came, February came, and March and April, May and June, and maybe another 10 months before they go. Who knows? They said at the end of this month. I'm hoping by the 1st of April we can make sure that they've absconded. Of course, the only trouble with them going is I will not be getting any new rent from them. I only get a peppercorn. But luckily, I do like black pepper, so that's rather good. So waiting as ever for the lovely Julia, who is always running around looking after her children. She is a very dedicated mother. And she will be arriving very soon. I know she's there because we have the dark screen on her cam, but she's probably just, doing the last minute preening and putting on the comedy nose, the big floppy feet, and the afro haircut, and I don't know, the Mexican fingers, but smoking a piece of pipe. She would be doing. Anyway, 15th of March, ladies and gentlemen. Would you believe we are through the middle of March already? And still, I think we're still supposedly locked down. So let's find out who is out there in the Vobosphere, if there's any interesting people to say hello to. I'm just going to scrolly back up, and I'm actually just going to cheat a little bit here and look at the participants, which is the easiest way. So I'll read out some names. If your name didn't come up in it, I do apologise, but hey-ho. So starting with the participants, we've got Alison O'Brien, Bonnie H, Brian, Brainwashed Chris, hello to you, all of you, Colonel Cragratty, Daniel Watkins, Daniel Howell, David Ved, Ed Loud, Elaine Whitlock, G Ramps, the lovely Julia, hello lovely Julia, Jackie Lowe, Jeff Sussex, Jen Colley, I said Elaine Whitlock, that's right, yes, John B, the lovely Judith, who I have to say, poor old Judith, sadly has had to say goodbye to her lovely cat. It was not feeling terribly well for the last few days, and she's had to take it to the vet. So we know how awful that is. That's such a shame. We also have Jackie Lowe, John B, Josephine Souter, Kate Evans, Kerry Baldwin, Linda Kay, Mark Donny McLeod, Mark Flinders, Michael Thornley, Michael White, Peter May. Hello, nice to see you, Peter May. Robert Brailsford, Rami Boo, Robert Croser, Ron Langley, Sean James Cameron, Sean Ford, Station Master's Choice, Steve Baker, myself. Oh, myself. And probably a bunch of Annie, that's it, Angie Fenner has just sneaked in there. I've just suddenly noticed, and probably a bunch of others who I haven't seen. But the lovely Julia is here. Should we go and say hello to lovely Julia? I think we should. I need to put my headphones on. She needs to unmute herself. I'm sure she's doing that. And let us sneak over and see if she's there. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard and viewers. Hello, everybody.
How the devil are you?
Devilishly knackered.
You're looking great. Look at your purple hair.
Hi, thank you. Managed to get some colour in it again.
It looks absolutely fantastic. When did you do that?
Last night. It's a bit blue at the top end.
Oh, right.
It's nice purple down the bottom.
Ah.
Doesn't really show off in this light.
Oh, yeah, no, we can see it there. Fantastic. Blue and purple. Very much sort of blue and purple theme all around us at the moment. I wonder why that is.
I just used scrapings from all the different pots that I had lying around of hair dye. So it's Not amazing, but it'll do for now.
Yeah, no, I think it is good. I mean, I can't dye my hair, could only dye my head.
We could dye your eyebrows if you want.
I was going to say, who wants a dead head? Anyway, have you had a good weekend, lovely Julia?
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah, I've had a good weekend.
Oh, good.
How about you? Have you had a good weekend?
Yes, I have. I went out and did a walk along a narrow boat thing. A boat where they put a canal. Thank you. I did one of those. And also, I had a walk with you on yesterday along the River Ada. We didn't do any filming. We just was exercising Joe, who fell asleep eventually.
Yes.
And yeah, because that's it really. That was my weekend. I can't remember what I did. I did something on Saturday. I did a late night show not late night show. I did a show in the evening on Saturday. Oh, wait a minute. I think you're in echo mode. I just need to turn that off. Sorry about that. No one's noticed it, but that's all right. But we had a nice chatty show. But today we have got videos all lined up in the show. So that's rather good. And there's some people out there now. I know you were running around a little bit before the show, so I did say hello to mostly everybody. Tall Podge Rog, I didn't say hello to. I've just noticed him there, but there's probably a bunch of others who I haven't said hello. And
I'll just add hello, everybody, and I'm sending loads of hugs, Judith.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is. It's horrible.
That is very sad. Has anybody out there had to say goodbye to a pet because of illness or accident or just old age recently? I mean, not ever, because I'm sure everybody's had a pet and, at some point trodden on their gerbil or something. That's what my sister did, unfortunately. She trod on the gerbil when she was, I don't know, we were about 11 or 12. It was running around her bedroom. She had it out and she forgot. And she came back in her bedroom and trod on it, squashed it. Its eyes popped out. It was quite gross. It died. At least I hope it's dead because we buried it. But yes, that was very nasty. And is it true that when cats die, they always stick their tongues out and put their teeth through it? Is that a true thing?
No.
No.
It's not true.
Must have been just we had a cat called Snowy, and when we discovered it had been run over by a tractor and it had its tongue out.
That was
teeth.
Probably just the crush injury.
Yeah. So there we go. So yes, I had to put a horse to sleep, says Bonnie H. Oh, blimey! I bet that was painful.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, a bit of hypnosis there. You are falling into a deep sleep. Deep. Get the hammer ready. Deep sleep. That must be very bad news. John B says, very sad about Judith's cat. Absolutely. Daniel Watkins says, my cat was 17 years old. What was the average age of a cat, Julia?
I don't know what the average age is, but they can live up to 30. It's not very common.
Gosh. So it's only middle aged then at 17.
I reckon average is probably 12 to 15.
Oh, right. Gosh. Blimey. That's like...
Unless accident.
Yes. So what's the average age of a human? About 80? Average age, something like that.
100 these days.
So if your cat, if 15 is average, and you can say a cat can live up to 30, that's like saying somebody can live up to 160.
Yeah, like I say, it's not common though. It is down to genetics and luck.
Yes, you'd be very lucky if you live to 160. I should think. I don't think anybody ever has, is they? I mean,
yeah, I was referring to the cats, but never mind.
Yeah, I know. Andrew Norris says, unfortunately, Ernie can't make it tonight. They've got the builders in, as they say, as they're staying in a bed and breakfast. Oh, dear. Yes, I did get a message from Ernie saying that he was having the builders in, and unfortunately, he was worried I was going to come down and see him. I am going to come down and see him, but not obviously when we're restricted. It would be no good. Rami Boo says, no, Boots die in my arms. Boots.
I think she must be answering somebody. Boots is one of Ramaboo's old cats.
Oh, I see. I thought she was talking about, Wellington boots or hiking boots or walking boots or gardening boots or just Boots the chemist. Mm. It was very unfortunate when Boots the chemist died. He was a mate of Woolworth and he wasn't worth anything. John B says, hope I don't die with my teeth through my tongue. No, I wouldn't want to do that. Not these... oh no, my teeth are actually still my own at the moment, most of them. The ones I've got left.
That is, unless you knock them out with your drinks.
Oh, me? Knock them out with my drink? I can't do it now.
Can you hear it?
Sounds painful.
Still wrong.
Still wrong. Don't do it. I never do. David Vad says, what about pantomime horse? Yeah, that's nice.
Have you ever been a pantomime horse?
I have been the rear end of a pantomime horse.
So have I. Do you know anyone who's ever been the front end of a pantomime horse or cow?
No.
Or camel?
Well, I guess I knew the bloke when I knew him intimately when I was
you're hanging
up
against
up against his rear end underneath. That's quite scary, I can tell you, especially if he's had baked beans.
Yeah, I was going to say, hoping that they don't pass wind.
No, or pass out. G Ramp says, don't say that. I'll only have 3 years left. Oh, blimey. Well, the average person, but you're not average. You're more than average. You're super. You'll go up to 100 G Ramps. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Mark Donny McLeod says, our cat used to put its tongue out. At night? Oh, no. But I think it was just rude. Yes. Kiefer checked out a few years ago after he'd seen out all his 9 lives and rests under a tree in Bristol.
Oh, that sounds nice for the cat where it rests.
Was that passing you? Was that me in my ears, or was that just...
Yeah, sorry, that was a moped or something.
Oh, right. I just heard this... I thought, golly, I thought it was at the back lane. I thought, mind my paintwork on my van, mate.
Mind my van.
Mind my van. Dear, oh dear. Jeffrey Harrison says, my son on Saturday gave CPR to a delivery driver and it saved his life. Is that
well done, that man.
Is that the pushing on the chest thing?
Yeah, that's the chest compressions and breathing for someone.
I did I did do a first class aid. No, first aid class. It was first class. I did it, and I wasn't late. It was on time. It was a penny black. But we had to do all of that with dummies. I think
did it once.
You did it once?
Actually, I did it twice. I did the class 2. Or was it 3 times? I don't know, but I kept it up for a good few years there.
Gosh, that poor bloke underneath. 3 years. That's a long time, isn't it? Your muscles must have... What did they do? Feed you? Did somebody take over at night?
Yeah, no, I had a feeding tube.
Yeah.
A straw. Nothing but soup for like 2 years.
Did somebody at some point go, Julia, I think he's gone. He got bored lying there. He was fine 2 minutes after you started, but... You know, you just got in the motion. 3 years down the line. Gosh, that's 3 years of my life. When does this finish? Is he okay? Oh, wait. Nobody there. Dawn Coping says, thinking of you. Ah, it's nice to be thought of.
Michael White says 30 compressions and 2 breaths. Yeah.
30 compressions and 2 breaths.
Yeah. Can't remember what exactly it was, but it does change every now and then.
What does, the breaths and the compression?
No, the specific instructions. I mean, the general thing is the same, but...
It's interesting because we had lots of questions, and one of the questions I remember in the class was, well, what if I get it wrong and the bloke dies? You know, so somebody collapses and you don't know what to do. You're there, and you put them into the recovery position, and you try all your stuff, and it dies. And he says, is that what happens? Do you get then sued? And he said, well, no, not really, because you've tried to save somebody's life. You've done something. Better to do something than do nothing, because by doing nothing,
they will die.
I mean, it's a difficult call, isn't it? But if they're obviously not going to get up, and you've tried, calling to them and asking them very politely, and they still won't get up, just drive the car over them. Sensible Paul says, I don't the first aid course for... I did, possibly, for paediatrics.
That's children doctors, paediatrics.
Yeah, I was just working that out in my head very slowly, because I was thinking it can't be for old people, because they'd be elderly.
Yeah.
Stopped doing breaths now, says Steve Baker. Stop doing breaths now. What does that mean? He doesn't breathe. Well, if you don't need to, use the gills. That's what I say. City in gills in breathing. Judith says, sorry to hear about Andy Stacey. What's happened to Andy Stacey? Will we miss something there, Andy? Tell us all about it. Julie's going to investigate. While you're investigating that, let me tell you about some of the videos that we got lined up in today's show.
Yes, please do.
Very exciting. Stephen Agger has been at the front of Clayton Tunnel. Very dangerous place in front of Clayton Tunnel. We went past it the other day, or I went past it, and they seem to have cleaned it up. It's looking... the brickwork on the... I mean, anybody who knows Clayton Tunnel, it's on the Brighton to London line, and it goes through the Downs, and there's this sort of castleised building right on the bottom of Clayton Hill where the Jack and Jill windmills are. And I've been in the little building. I've actually had a cup of tea with the gentleman who lives there some time ago, and we were going to video it, and then he got a job which is hush-hush, and I wasn't allowed to say anything about what he does. So I haven't said what it was. It's all hush-hush. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to have actually said that either. But anyway, you won't tell him. Anyway, so he said, we can't do it at the moment, maybe in the future. So I ought to get back in touch with him because he was going to give me access to the place. It's a lovely story. Bernie is back with more of Winchelsea. And we have Peter Telling climbing up Snowdonia. Sean Ford is in search of mercy. Mercy! Mercy! Give me mercy! And Angie Fenner is got a little dollop of a nugget, in actual fact, a nugget of New Haven. So we got that. We're going to see some pictures from the Puffing Billy, narrow gauge railway. And Robin Jones has another famous person, but this person has been immortalised in, I'm not sure, I think bronze, I imagine, or something like that. So people can have a guess at that. So there's lots to get into.
Lots of loveliness to look forward to.
Lots. And of course, hopefully we'll take some calls as well. So shall we go to Clayton Tunnel?
Yeah. And by the way, Andy Stacey, his partner, had to say goodbye to her mum today. She died in hospital from, lost it now. I've saved it somewhere else. Hang on. From lung cancer. Can you say a little something for her? She will watch this in the morning. Her name is Tasha. Sorry to hear about your mum, Tasha. But
yes. Hugs. Very sorry. It's a horrible time. And lung cancer, of course, is it's a grim thing. And actually, I feel sorry for anybody who's dying from things like cancer because it's such a horrible and grim disease. But at the moment, there's this virus we all know about that seems to be taking precedence, and it's almost taking the edge off other things that people die from. And that's terrible because people are dying from all sorts of other things as well. And it's just as sad and it's just as bad. And I guess the restrictions to get into hospital to see these people is just as flipping a nuisance. So, really, really feel for you. Funnily enough, I was watching by a fluke an old behind-the-scenes video that I made and put up in 2018. And in that, I was often saying, and it was the day after my mother had died, and I just said, oh, well, anyway, I'm going on about my business, and, bit of a sad day today, because yesterday my mum died. But anyway, I'm over at this such and such. And I just ploughed on, because you know, what else do you do?
Indeed, it's never an easy thing. But we're thinking of you, sending love and hugs and all that.
Cool beans. All right, let's go into the video box. Oh, there it is. We're supposed to get that funny little dinch, but now why aren't you in the video box? You're supposed to be in the video box with me, lovely Julia. Have I not turned you on? Hang on a minute. Let me just go in there. Where are you? What are you called? There you are. It's slightly smaller in there because we're supposed to get the video that goes tick-a-ding like that. Only I don't think there was any sound on that, was there? Probably not. I'll have to go and fix that. That's not an easy thing to do live, but I will do my best. But anyway, meanwhile, in the video box, we're going off to have a look at Stephen Agger on the top of Clayton Tunnel, looking at trains. So there we go. That was the tunnel. Clayton Tunnel is at the entrance to the hill there, right at the bottom, really, of the Jack and Jill windmills. You saw a picture of the Jack and Jill windmills, or at least Jill, the rear end of Jill there. So that was that's where it is. I saw Bonnie was asking where it is. It's not publicly. You can't just sort of walk into it because actually somebody lives there. And as I said before, I did have the opportunity to go and I did have a cup of tea with him. It's a fascinating place, but it used to be quite black, and I'm convinced that they've done the bricks up it because it looks very, very clean. Certainly, the upper portion.
When I'm cleaning windows.
When I'm cleaning brickies. Well, not the actual brickies, you understand. I wasn't actually cleaning them. They don't come around my house and use the bath.
I'm trying to put a brick wall together. Goodness.
Yes, goodness sake, for goodness. So thank you very much, Stephen Agger. There, I reckon. Oh, excuse me, a little bit of heartburn there because I was drinking some of this burning hot drink, which was.
What are you drinking today?
It was roast heart. Juices of the roast heart. No, actually, it's the usual lemon and the other
ginger.
Yeah, ginger. Thank you, lemon and ginger. But it's just repeating on myself. Yeah, so that was good. Love the tunnel, says Dawn. Coping. Is it copping or coping? I always get that wrong.
Is it double P? It's
Yeah.
double P, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's copping.
Copping. Yeah, cop a load of that, Dawn. Angie Fenner says Electro Star and a Class 700. I think you know too much about that. Oh, Class 377 Electro Star and a Class 700. People know their trains, don't they? And Tall Pod Rog says, yes, you cannot beat a steam train. You can, actually, but it hurts your hand because they're made of metal. They are hard-working things. I want to stay in the cottage above the tunnel. Yeah, that would be... It is very nice. I've been in that cottage, and it's got pictures of, funnily enough, Clayton Tunnel. And it's quite small. It's not as big as you imagine. It's quite small, though it might be bigger than you imagine. I had a cup of tea in there, and the funny thing is, you don't hear the trains go underneath.
You don't?
No.
Wee.
And there's barely any rumbles or anything. It is quite peculiar. You expect to hear it, but you don't. Because there's quite a lot of earth in between. There's at least 3 or 4 inches of earth between you and the trains, and you're not allowed to go down to the track side unless there's an emergency or something like that. Although, when I had a guided tour, we walked very close to it, but it's still owned by the railway and rented, so you can't actually buy it. Judith says it's not Box Hill. No, it's not Box Hill. Ramiboo says, is it in Sussex? Why haven't you done a walk there, Richard? Oh, wait, what? Somebody lives it. I have done walks near it. I have done a walk near it. And actually, I did a walk onto Woolstonbury Hill. And that's very close. You park, actually, at the Jack and Jill pub, which is bang opposite it. And I did a video walk there, and you walk down a lane. I may not have actually... I can't even remember. I think I showed it in that video. Anyway, Robert Croser says it's south of Birmingham, Bonnie. Yeah, it is south of Birmingham, but quite a bit south.
He's referring to the fact that if it's below Birmingham, he doesn't have a clue about it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, absolutely.
He's a northerner. He's up north.
I know. He's up north. Anything above the South Downs is north. Leonard Smith says it's Clayton Tunnel, West Sussex. Coordinates are, and he gives them for those who are interested. Angie says, I live with a train spotter. So what does he do? Go around with a pot of paint and put loads of... What was the film? Classic line, wasn't it? Where a bloke comes into a bar, sits next to the detective, American film, in a bar in America in the middle of nowhere, and the guy goes, I spotted your car. He said, what? You spotted my car? Will it wash off? What was the film? Yeah, but it's a genuine film. You don't expect it. Somebody will tell me what that is, but it's a line I always remember. I don't know. I don't know what the film is. You could make it up. It's not Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That much.
No, I could tell you that much.
I do know. If you want to give us a ring, the number is on the screen. I don't know if you've seen it there. We used to do this. Oh, I can't do that now. But it's 07934746790. The lovely Julia is... How do we point to? So, I'm not used to this. I set this up.
I had it right just now.
It was doing this at 6 o'clock this evening. So it's quite nice, isn't it? I quite like the new layout.
Yeah, I do feel like you need a rolling headline or something.
Yeah, well, they're never satisfied, are they?
Beep, beep.
Get these co-presenters coming in. They're never quite satisfied. We're working on it. Was it Dirty Harry? Doesn't surprise me if it was Dirty Harry. I spotted your car. What? You spotted my car? Does it wash off? Oh, dear. Brazer Hello Goddess says, Robert Croser, Elaine Brazer, hello to you. Nice to see you. Albion 88 is also there. Dirty Harry, he knows his films. Fantastic. Best lines in films, says Bonnie H. Yeah, so Dirty Harry is the one where it says, okay, punk, make my sandwiches, isn't it?
I think so. I've not seen it, though.
Oh, what? Dirty Harry? Okay, punk. When he's got...
I may have seen bits of it, but I've never seen it.
And he goes up to them and he says, you may be thinking I've got, I shot off 5 or 6 bullets or what. I can't remember the exact line. People would tell us. And he says, okay, punk. And he wants to, he's making out, come on then, come and get me, make my day so I can shoot you. And I always say, all right, punk, make my sandwiches. Anyway, it's just why not personal thing. Do you feel lucky? Oh, yeah, do you feel lucky? Make my day. There we go. Which is good. Will you match your jumper to the graphic borders? No. I don't have enough money to keep buying all these jumpers.
Today.
Yeah, the lovely Julia. I've matched them for lovely Julia because she's got purple hair, and I could go in and change them. Go ahead, make my tea. Yes, that's good.
The in-between colour, that kind of it's a teal-ish colour. It's kind of a pale teal.
It's a sort of pale tealy, bluey something. I was trying to sort of, yeah. I see.
It's very nice.
Linda Kane sees dead people. I hope they don't.
I know what that one is.
What's that?
That's a quote from another film.
Oh, right. What film is that?
Sixth Sense, isn't it? Sixth Sense. Yeah.
It's not the.
That film was spoiled for me.
Oh, was it?
My big brother told me that the punchline, basically.
Oh, what's the punchline? Oh, it's a spoiler, is it? You can't tell
I'm
us,
not
can
going
you?
to tell. I'm not going to say.
I haven't seen it, but presumably it's somebody who lives or works in a graveyard. Is it about a graveyard attendant, a grave digger?
No, it's about a little boy who sees ghosts.
I see dead people. I bury dead people. There's nothing wrong with that, mate. I bury them left, right, and say, I burns them. I does. I takes them, and if they're not dead when they go in, sure as eggs is when they come out. Sorry, it's about a little boy, did you say?
It's about a little boy who sees ghosts all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds very pleasant. Sounds a very pleasant film.
It is. It's all right. It's good.
The Drowning Pool. That sounds like... Was that about a swimming... See, if you don't know a film, it's quite a good guess. If you don't know the content of the film, sometimes the title doesn't help. So I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I don't know what it's about. Is it about a lifeguard at a swimming pool? Do you know the film, The Drowning Pool?
Nope.
No. Oh, well, there we are. See,
I've not even heard of it.
Okay, so if the film was called A Drowning Pool, what would you think it would be about?
A pool where people drown, yeah.
Yeah. Is it about a lifeguard?
I have no idea.
Mark Burgess. Marty Hopkirk is dead. It's me. It's me, Jeff. It's me. Nobody could see you but me, Jeff. That was from
Michael Thornley.
Yeah.
Michael Thorney says, someone spoiled the movie Titanic for me. They said the ship sunk.
Oh, yeah. Raise the Titanic. That was that one sort of says what it does on that. You don't even have to bother watching it, do you? Because it's sort of giving it raise. Oh, is it a boat? And they're going to raise it. Oh, okay, fair enough. I can imagine I've seen it then.
But evidently they didn't, though.
Did they not? Ah, there's the twist in the tale.
It's still down there, and it's left there now as a memorial.
Yeah, but in the film, it was a film, though, wasn't it? And they were trying to raise the Titanic. Didn't they raise it in the film?
Oh, right. Oh, I thought it was a documentary. No, I haven't seen that. I'm sure I've seen a documentary called Raise the Titanic.
Jeffrey Harrison says, sell your jumpers when they got a few miles on them and buy one. I could buy them back, couldn't I? I don't know, that's it. Ruben's Adventures. Hello, Ruben. He says, hi, Richard and Julia. Are you planning to make any more Canal adventures this year? Haven't yet booked this year's trip, if we do it. I'm still in two minds. You see, the reason I'm thinking about this a bit like that is that I think when we get into lockdown, the world and his brother are going to be on every damn holiday any time. And I think it's just going to be so busy, it will be horrible. To find a nice quiet bit, I think, and there'll be people walking up and down the canal lines, and because everyone's been shut up, not everybody, but a lot of people, and they're just going to want and it'll be more expensive because the companies will be desperately trying to get the money back. I don't think it would be as much fun. We have a calling phone.
Ooh.
Let's have a look.
By the way,
yes.
the drowning pool is the one with the spotted car quote.
Oh, the spotted car quote. Is it? Hello, caller.
Hello, Vobes and Julia. It's Ed Loud again.
Hello, Ed Loud again.
Hello, Mr. Loud.
Nice to hear from you.
It's nice to be viewing you all again.
It is very nice. So, do you know the drowning pool? Apparently, that's the one with the I spotted your car, is it? I thought it was Dirty Harry.
Drowning Pool? I thought they were a band, but...
Oh, well, it could be. It's a good name for a band, isn't it?
I'm not too up on the modern music, but I think they date back to my era.
I couldn't. I have no idea. It's the one that spotted the car. Okay, well, I must have seen it because I remember that particular scene sitting in a bar, unless it was on a clip. What the hell was that?
Oh, that was me plugging my phone in. It was about to die.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
I do apologise. I didn't realise it sounded...
No, it sounded like you blew your nose in a sort of comedy fashion.
It was a very digital nose blowing.
Yes. So there we are.
We've got lots of movie quotes going on in the chats there.
Oh, good.
I don't know half of them.
Give us a couple of the movie quotes.
I can't see the chat at the moment, so I must have completely missed what was going on.
The Poseidon Adventure was a great film back in the day, says John B. Yeah, that's true. Daddy, my daddy.
My daddy? What's that one from?
No idea. Don't call me Shirley. Airplane. Shirley, you can't be serious. Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, but don't call me Shirley. Oh, that type of thing. What's your favourite film, Ed?
Oh, yeah, I'm one of those. It's the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, which one of the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
If I had to pick, I'd just...
Well, you have got to pick. That's why I asked you the question.
One.
The which one?
The first one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah, I just love the opening 40 minutes where they're all in the Shire and everything's so green and lovely.
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't seen the film, so I've no idea. Sean James Cameron says, whilst Dan and Ollie were judging a beauty contest at the Worthing Lido, Ollie collapsed and it was the end of their career. I think their career by that point had been pretty much, to be honest with you, pretty much over. They did a Toll K, and that was grim. That was a grim... Are you a fan of Laurel and Hardy?
I've not been exposed to much of their stuff. The little I've seen...
You have not been exposed to Laurel and Stan Laurel and Oliver Norval Hardy?
I have not. The very limited stuff I've seen of them is mostly related to their visit to the Romney Hive and Dymchurch Railway.
Oh my giddy! I mean, that was sort of like in the 50s, wasn't it? When they were sort of, desperate, really. I mean, their proper prime was in the 1930s, and so the musical box won a BAFTA, award-winning.
Yeah, I mean, I know the
he don't want
the ones everyone knows.
He wants the other monkey. I would
love to see more. Put it that way.
Oh my God! You can watch them on Tube of Views. It's endless on YouTube, all over the place. So I'm shocked. I'm shocked by that. Are you a fan of any of the silent era and the early cinema stuff?
Probably just the stuff that my granddad got me into. So Norman Wisdom and Will Hay.
Right.
I really love
Will Hay, 1930s. Yeah. British.
Yeah. Nothing much beyond that. I'm more of a musical person.
Last train's gone. More of a musical person. Well, Julia's more of a musical person. Go on, have a chat to Julia. She knows about music.
What music do you like then? Hello.
Hello, Julia.
Hello, Ed. What music do you listen to then?
Yeah, I'm so eclectic. I can go from Noel Coward to Noel Gallagher. So,
Can you go to Noel Edmonds?
uh, I wouldn't choose to put it
No.
that way.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really hard to describe my taste in music, but I'm not saying this to be funny. I'll go from Japanese punk rock to Irish folk music.
yeah, I'm quite similar. I've got quite a broad spectrum of what I like in music. Yeah, eclectic, I think, would just about cover it. I like stuff
I
like
can imagine you're quite similar to me in that way, Julia. Not in perhaps the same songs, but
yeah.
just the eclectic nature of it, because you're often the only person that will pick up on some of my ridiculous jokes and references and things. So I always get that feeling that we're both very eclectic, and
I reckon we've got quite a big crossover on our musical tastes there.
yeah, and I've got a lot of your references as well. The one that always springs to mind was the Keenan and Kel reference. You know,
Oh, yeah.
most people wouldn't get that, but I got
Who
it.
loves orange soda?
Yeah, oh, I miss that show actually. That's sad, isn't it? Missing that show.
Funny. It's a long time ago, though, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah, it's probably about the time Vobes was on TV with his Snug and Cozy, actually, wasn't it? So
yeah, probably.
That was
Probably why I was
90,
watching.
96 and 97.
yeah, so I think it was probably a year or two after you. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. 'Cause
Marvellous.
I remember I used to watch. This is the strange thing. When I rediscovered you on YouTube, I didn't realise it was you at first, but
No,
I
I
thought you
never.
were a
I
different
didn't.
person. You
Well,
know,
I'm often a different person, to be fair. You know.
but I was sitting there one day,
Hello, it's Farmer Piles here.
and I was looking up old TV shows and trying to hear the theme songs to them, and Snug and Cozy come up, and it was Nigel Cooper that made me realise. It was the moustache on Nigel Cooper, and it made me realise, oh, that's where I know that guy from.
Ah, there you go. There you go. We've got lots of interesting comments flashing up there, Julia.
Yeah. They used to show black and white films Saturday mornings with Bob Monkhouse hosting, says Bonnie H.
Golly, but on
Oh,
Saturday
Bob
morning
Monkhouse,
films,
that's
Bob
going back
Monkhouse.
now, isn't it? Oh.
And Jackie
Didn't
Lowe
he
just
passed away? When did he pass away, Bob Monkhouse?
Oh yeah, he did fairly well. I say fairly recent, in the last 5-6 years ago, something like that.
I seem to remember Grandad noticing that.
I met
and
him
it was-
once, Bob Monkhouse. I was in a changing room and he came in and we were changing for some programme. I can't remember what it was at the BBC, doing a rehearsal. It might have been the thing I did, you know, the one with the conveyor belt, the Generation game. Good game, all right, my love. That one. And I think Bob Monkhouse came in for some reason, and he was great fun. He is like he's not like he is now, of course, decomposing, but he was composing jokes all the time, and he was just rattling them. He couldn't stop, and he did that sort of, you know, you'd be talking to him, and then he would just do that weird stare that he used to do, where, as you could see, his brain was thinking, "There's a joke. Where is it? Here it is. Bang! Out it came." And I mean, I can't do a Bob Monkhouse impression, but what was the program that he used to do? He used to do Celebrity Squares, didn't he?
I can't even remember who he was.
I seem to remember him doing game shows and things.
Yes,
I could
yes.
be wrong.
Celebrity Squares was a game show, and I'll get Bob Monkhouse on the screen so lovely Julia can recognise who he is. Monk.
Michael White. Oh, hang on.
Michael White. Yeah.
No, sorry. Nigel Sadler says, I worked with Bob once. He was very nice.
Yes, he was a nice man. Right, here we go. Here's Bob Monkhouse.
Yes.
Many faces of.
I can't see. I'm a bit behind on the screen.
No, don't worry. Imagine that it's Bob Monkhouse on the screen.
Yeah, I'm
And
normally quite up to date with the stream, but I'm on my old PS3 today, hence why I can't see the comments.
So here's a Bob Monkhouse question. Can anybody out there name the Carry On film that Bob Monkhouse was in? Can anybody name the I can if you can't
I bet my mother could do this. I
Yeah.
wish she was watching. She'd be good at
Carry On film that he was in. One or two Carry Ons, two. It was which I'll go for any Carry On really. Carry On Spying. Carry On Sergeant. The very first Carry On film with Carry On Sergeant.
I've seen a lot of those Carry On films,
and Carry On Spine.
but
Did you like those?
Yeah,
Were you into that sort of thing?
I didn't mind them. My mother used to watch them all the time, and it's one of those things that I was exposed to that I could tolerate when it comes to my mother, because her taste in music I couldn't tolerate for love.
What was your mother's taste in music?
Oh, Bay City Rollers and Bee Gees disco stuff, and I like the Bee Gees, but not the disco stuff.
What's a song by the Bay City Rollers? What would be one of the most classic songs? Because I know the name. Are they the ones?
Only one I can remember, and I just remember the words where you've got to take a little love, give a little love, and it just drove me round the bend. But that was the best of a bad.
Are they the ones that used to dress in tartan?
Yeah, definitely. That's got to be them. That would explain all the scarves.
Everyone's saying Bernie the Bolt. That's a television programme that he was in. That's true. Carry On Vobing, Carry On Sergeant was the first one, and he was in
Carry On Vobing. Was there a Carry On Vobing? I think someone's pulling your leg.
There should be.
Oh, no, stop mucking about. Bye Bye Baby.
Bye Bye Baby. That's another one my mum likes.
Bye Bye Baby, Baby Goodbye. Who did that song?
That's the Bay City Rollers.
Bye Bye Baby, Baby Goodbye. Is that about it? Something like that?
A bit rowdier than that.
Oh, a bit rowdier.
Slightly more Scottish accent.
Oh, I suppose the tartan, they were Scottish. Hang on a minute. Hi, they're new. Goodbye, baby. Hi. Bye, they're new. Bye, bye, baby. Hi, they're new. You're buying a toaster. It's appropriate.
If my mother could have that on vinyl, it'd be an improvement.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sorry to say I haven't got it on vinyl.
Anyway, I better get off the phone. I was just hoping someone else would call in when they realise you don't bite.
Yeah, we don't bite. We don't bite.
You were very nice to Alex the other day as well. She was a bit shy of calling in, but
it was lovely.
Twisted her arm.
Excuse me. It was lovely to talk to her about. And is she? You obviously don't get to see her very often because she's out walking 4 hours a day.
Well, I normally walk with her, so that's fine.
That's all right then.
Anyway, I better go. Thank you both.
Yeah, take care, Ed.
Take care.
But hang on.
Ed.
Hello. Yeah, Julia wants
Before you go, Linda Kane said the band Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence makes her cry every time. Have you heard that version, Ed?
The Disturbed version?
Yeah.
I think I have. I wouldn't like to say 100% sure, but I think I have, yes.
Is it creepy?
Yeah, if it's the one I remember, it's quite slow and creepy.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
It's the sound
I don't usually...
of silence. Is that the one that's Disturbed? That sounds quite Disturbed to me.
I don't usually like covers of that song, but I actually quite liked that one.
Yeah, I'll do it again for you.
Occasionally there's a cover that I like, you know.
I thought you said you liked it. You quite liked it. That's why I said I'd do it again for you. It's the sound.
Oh, not your version.
Oh. Of silence. I was doing a Disturbed version.
For someone else.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, Ed. Take care. Look after yourself.
Take care, both of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ed.
Oh, there we go. That was Ed Loud. Time for another video. And Bernie is in Winchelsea. And apparently you heard this. I didn't hear it. But it is on that goes out on the street. Oh, sorry about someone was trying to ring in. Come back after Bernie. We're in Winchelsea. Let's see what we see by the sea.
The coat of arms. Incorporating, as you can see, the boats at the back, signifying the sink ports. There we are, Winchelsea, and there. That is the beacon. That was started up as a Millennium Beacon, but they light it for any celebration. That stands where there was an ancient church and then a windmill. And the windmill was blown down in the great windstorm of 1987. And What a lovely view that would have been from the mill. Here's another historic building. They call it John Wesley's Chapel. Winchelsea was one of the last places where John Wesley preached before his death. This is the Church of St Thomas and the Martyr. What's left of it, as you can see there, even though it was supposedly quite well defended. Well, we're going to go and take a look closer inside the churchyard in a moment. But there is one thing I want to show you before we get there. And that is this tree here. Standing underneath this magnificent tree. This one has been around a long time, because this is where John Wesley preached his last open air sermon. 7th of October 1790. As you will see from this plaque here. There again you can see some of the damage done in the raids on the church, and where they've had to brick up arches and windows. I wonder. I said this was a personal pilgrimage, and this is the grave that I have come to see my hero, mentor, comic genius. Such a shame that in his last years and after his death, so much bitterness amongst the family, but I'm glad to see that that was all put to one side, and very humble surroundings for such a great comedian. I've been wanting to come and see this grave for years. So I've actually written something for him, so we will end as I read it. So we meet at last, my good fellow. Good to see you now safely at rest, with Eccles, Moriarty and others that only you could do best. You have no idea of your influence on spotty young Herberts like me, but I'm still walking backwards for Christmas, and that's plenty good enough for me. So Spike, Shrev Ness, which is the best Gaelic I can say. Rest in peace, Spike Milligan.
We like the warts and all. We like the warts and all, Bernie. That's great. That was lovely, wasn't it, Julia?
Loved it. That tree.
That
Wow.
tree. So what's that, 300 years old? 1790, 1890, 1990, 2090. Oh, no, not, what, 240 years, isn't it? 50 years, 230 years, 700. Divided by the number you first thought of.
I hate math.
Add thing and take the square root. Take Hypagras's first thought. Divide it in half and slice it with a lemon cake, and you've got pi. Yeah. So yeah, about 230 years. if my memory serves me completely wrongly, which it probably does, and that's okay with me. There we go.
Thanks for the video, Bernie.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bernie. He says that's the last of Winchelsea. We're going to see what we shall see next time. He's going to send some more in. We do enjoy it. Thank you very much.
I would like a visit to Winchelsea.
Yeah, Winchelsea.
when I can.
Where is
Winchelsea?
We will go there, lovely Julia. We will go there, down to Winchelsea, and see what we shall see. Hello, caller, into the show.
We'll gather lilacs in the spring again.
Will we?
And walk together down and shady lane until our hearts have learned to sing again. When you come home once more.
Lovely. Thanks. Hello, Sean.
And in the evening by the firelight's glow. La 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 la. I thought I'd give you a bit of Ivor the Engine novello.
Ivor the Engine?
You do have rather dulcet tones, you know, Sean. Very nice. Thank you very much.
So I know you've told us this before, but who are some of your favourite crooners?
Oh, I can go from Ivor Novello to Glenn Miller, all the way up to some of the modern stuff. But the first song I ever heard was, you probably couldn't play it now. It went a bit like rum and Coca-Cola. Working for the Yankee dollar, which apparently is about it was about prostitutes, apparently.
Oh, was it? Very nice theme, if you ask me. And nobody asked me. No, I'll keep quiet then.
But the first one that I learned, back in the day when you had to wind the gramophone record up.
Wind the gramophone up there, boy. Wind it up now.
Fly me to the moon.
Oh, fly me.
Let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Well, we can now with the rover there.
That's
we
true.
Can see what.
In other words.
Please be true, Mr. Grimside. In other words, I love you.
Oh, dear.
I love you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I was watching the Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy film that was on BBC iPlayer.
Which one?
Which was about their last tour of the UK.
Oh, I see.
Which was going to push them back into stardom again, but it did the opposite. They played small theatres and hardly anybody turned up, and they came down to Worthing.
Yeah.
And just before he was about to go on stage, he just collapsed.
Yeah. Have you seen the film Stan and Ollie?
I think that's the one that I'm on about.
Oh, the feature film. I thought you said a documentary. The one that's that is the with
Steve Coogan.
Steve, yes, that one.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
But they went to Worthing, and Worthing did them in.
Yes, I'm not surprised. He's done me in, I can tell you. I didn't like it. I watched it, but there were moments that were quite good. But I've never seen a Stan and Ollie lookalike that have ever got the intonations quite right. They always overplay Stan.
I found it was lacking a bit of substance, a bit of oomph.
Yeah, it was.
It was okay, but But one of my favourite films, I think, came out in the 40s, which was This Happy Breed.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to number 17, Mrs. Gibbons. May all your days be happy ones. I'll be happy when I've had a nice hot cup of tea. Well, you go on in, mother, and I'll put the kettle on. I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, I can see. I couldn't tell you what it was about. I know the title, This Happy Breed. What's it about?
It was about a London family during the end of the First World War and the start of the Second.
Ah.
And it's about how the daughter wanted something a bit better than what they had, but by the end of the film, she comes around to realise that you could be a lot worse off than sort of where you started from. Then, so just accept where you've come from, because that could be the best that make the best of a situation that you're in.
Yes, no, absolutely. I think, and that's a good moral, isn't it? Really, people. I think a lot of people. It's a metaphor for life in a way, isn't it? That a lot of people, want a lot of things, but actually, as you mature, have you not found this? As you mature, when you were younger, you wanted a whole load of things, and then as you mature, you start to think, actually, I can't be bothered with all of that lot anymore because.
And I find that I'm throwing a lot of stuff out. It's like, why am I carrying these 6 boxes around to every house that I move to?
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
But what about, I mean,
only
also...
6?
Only 6. Julia has horse boxes.
No,
I
well,
wish I had horse
it's a
boxes.
bit like when my mother died, when her mother died, she had saved all my grandmother's clothes. And, they kept things and kept things. So when my mother died, I took the window out and I basically put a skip. And I checked all the pockets for any cash, and it all went in the skip.
Well, that's a good idea, isn't it? I think a clean out from time to time is absolutely a good idea because we do accumulate so much rubbish. I've got a lot of rubbish here that I do need to get a skip. Well, I can't get a skip near the house, so I might have to get one of these hump it and dump it.
Apparently, it's called a desk clean. Have you heard of this? You do a desk clean.
A desk.
Death.
A desk.
A death clean. Well, I've done that with my mother and my father. I don't need to do another one.
No, but you do it for yourself.
Oh, imagine I'm dead.
Because the general feeling is,
yeah,
why should you leave it to your kids to make decisions about things that they probably have no interest in? So you're the only one that knows, well, that's a valuable book. So, I'll keep that. But these ones, I'll just chuck them out.
Yeah, but you might want them.
But the thing
meantime.
is, your house, after your days, I see has been a bit of a museum where people would queue up and go in and have a look at the studio. You mean
they would queue up with petrol cans and ready to go? Well,
Julia
we'll help
would
you
be
on
on
the
the door.
insurance anyway.
Julia would be on the door. £1, please.
£1.
And £5 to get out. And take a book with you.
Yeah, thanks.
No, but just think now, you could have all that jumper collection on display on the models in the front room.
Yeah, I might make it in my will that I'm not buried, but I'm actually stuffed.
No, I'm going to put you in the van and we'll just put you off the side of the cliff.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, once you're dead, it doesn't... I mean, having seen my dad's dead body in his state, I don't think he would... well, he might have minded, but he wasn't there. But I'd never seen a dead person until I saw my father dead, and I still convinced that somebody actually just took him away and put a wax facsimile of him, because there's no way I could. I do not have a connection to his ashes or to his body. The minute I knew he was dead, he had gone, and the body was nothing. So I'm not too worried what happens to my body because it's not me.
No, well, we'll take the ashes, divide them up, and then we'll send it all out to the patrons.
Well, I could actually just, instead of the ashes, but, somebody could have a finger and a thumb and an ear and a nose, in a little...
Why not? Someone's already got your eye.
Yeah, somebody's got my eye on their desk. I'm keeping an eye on him. And,
well,
they could have
little
bits of me, and we could auction them off. They'd be sealed in, what's that sort of plaster of Paris-y stuff that you can see through? Translucent sort of... You used to buy kits, didn't you? Some sort of acrylic thing, and you could put...
that thing that that Damien Hirst put a toe in.
Yeah, not formaldehyde, but...
I was going to say, my brain keeps saying formaldehyde, but that's not it, is it?
No, it's that sort of... It's a...
I know what it is.
And it goes hard. It goes hard in... Andrew Norris will know what it is. Can I have the glass eyes?
Perspex or resin.
Yeah, it's a resin type thing. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called. But they used when I was a kid, you used to be able to buy kits like this as it was like a Christmas present that you never use. You do like one or two. You'd add these shapes of triangles or squares or cubes or something, and you'd go and get an acorn out the garden or a dead fly, and you shove it in, and that's it. It would go. Can I have the front teeth? You can't have them. We'll sell them. We would need old Victorian bottles. Yes, that's true. Otherwise, it would be a bit macabre. Plastercraft. There we go. Plastercraft. It's a bit like who was that bloke who did Body World? Not Body World. Body something. And he was a German bloke, wasn't he? And he stripped off the skin, and you saw all the veins and all of that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I'm just slightly
Body. I did a
Gunther
podcast.
von
Yeah,
Hagen.
that's it. Von Hagenmeister or someone.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you next to Mr. Vobes.
I actually wanted to go and see it, but I couldn't get a ticket.
It was interesting. It was great to see the one. Julia will like this bit. Oh, it's great to see because they strip out bits of the body and then they plasticize it into sort of, it looks like plastic, and but you can actually see the capillaries of like things. And Julia would love this because you could see lungs from people who smoked and the amount of damage that it did. I mean, if you smoked, you would never smoke again, because you come face to face with what is a healthy lung, and then you see somebody who smoked for 10 years, and you go, oh my God.
Photographs haven't worked so far.
No, this was a 3D real person's lung.
I've seen photographs of that as well.
Yeah, but photographs isn't the same as looking at somebody. I mean...
Where did you see this anyway? Was it at the Bodyworks?
It was at the Bodyworks, yeah, at the museum.
Oh, I couldn't. I don't think I could cope with it. Do you remember what was it called? Oh, The Exorcist. You know, when it was re-released, like 30 years after it was originally released, with the bits in it that had been cut or something. I went and saw it. There's a part where they're trying to like inject through the back of the skull into her brain, and it completely threw me up. It wasn't. I don't think it was an epileptic fit, but it was dang close. Ended up paralyzed in the foyer floor.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah. It just threw my whole concept of the body being like a solid thing. I mean, I understand that it's all different components. I know this, logically. But as soon as I could, just grossed me out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That's one genre of film that I have never watched, and I don't want to see it either.
I'm not into horror. I don't like horror, and it doesn't horrifies me. It doesn't terrorize me because I know how it's done, and it frustrates me more. It's like, don't go up the stairs. An ordinary rational person would not go up the stairs. Why are you going up the stairs? You're a woman. It's a dark house. You're in the middle of nowhere. You can hear these weird grunting noises. That is not what you would do. Now I disbelieve it because it doesn't ring true.
Well, I don't like to watch that stuff. I don't know where this has come from. Maybe I saw something as a kid or something. But I've actually worked on 3 horror films, and I couldn't even bring myself to read the script. I had to find the locations for them, and I just couldn't even bring myself to read the script. But I managed to find a hospital that was about to be pulled down. And they said, you can do whatever you want to with this hospital. You can burn the thing down if you want to.
Where was that? Where was that?
Oh, South Wales it was.
Oh, right. Okay.
I can't remember the name of it.
There was a few lunatic asylums Victorian lunatic asylums that they used to film in around South London and not South London, in Virginia Waterway. There's one, and they had a film set for Charlie Chaplin there. Young Charlie Chaplin, I think, was, or Young Chaplin or Chaplin as a kid one. And loads of TV stuff.
I think that's what this place was. And we built a New York apartment, and then we wanted to flood the apartment because she had died in the bar.
Nice.
And yes, they just allowed us to do
whatever you like.
Whatever. But it was strange how I never read the script. I've got the DVD. I can't even bring myself to
watch it.
And I was one of the ones stood there going, "Oh, can you just kill her?" The dinner's coming at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, get on with it, mate. Your aim's not very good. Sean, lovely to talk to you. Thank you for calling in and singing to us.
Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye. That's Sean James Cameron from London.
Originally from Wales.
And a lovely crooner. And he does sing to all his plants. I'd like to actually know if he does sing to his plants, and that would make a good video. Do the plants react to it? Watch threads. What kind of threads? I've watched my shoelaces, but that's never helped. Why do they never switch the light on when they walk into a room? Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, I hid behind the settee when the horrors are on. I did used to find Doctor Who frightening when it was John Pertwee and the Cybermen, or the Autons. But once Tom Baker came, it was a joke. It suddenly became humorous and was no longer frightening. And then after Tom Baker, it just went down. Peter Davison, I mean, for goodness sake, he was Tristram, wasn't he, in All Creatures Great and Small. And then I haven't watched any of these new ones. I've watched, what's his name, Eccleston for a moment or two, and there he was in a leather jacket. I thought, that's not Doctor Who. What are you talking about? Doctor Who was was John Pertwee. End of.
I have to confess, I started watching when it was Eccleston, but then I was so annoyed that he left. But it wasn't until I really enjoyed David Tennant, but it wasn't until Matt
Smith.
What's his name? Matt Smith, when he became the Doctor. I absolutely loved his Doctor. I don't know why, but that's what made it was that series that got me to be a fan rather than just someone who had seen a bit, you know.
Linda Kane says, never liked horror films and age hasn't changed things, only watch PG films. Yeah, Peer Gynt.
Parental guidance.
Oh, parental guidance, yes, absolutely. Right, time to have a look at some pictures, because we have some pictures. These are sent in by Michael Thornley, and we're going to have a look at... This is some pictures he sent in, not video. Now, you may remember he has sent in some pictures of animals before now, of a lovely dog that was unfortunately eaten by a shark. And you probably remember there was all those lovely birds and stuff that the crocodile gobbled up, and there was blood, guts and feathers everywhere. It was a real shame that you sent that one in, Michael. We just wanted to see the birds, really. We didn't want all that blood and guts. So now we're going to see Puffing Billy being eaten by tigers, actually pulled apart by steam tiger. I'm talking rubbish, of course, because I'm actually trying to find the file. Where the hell did I put it? It says Vobe show. I'm in the Vobe show. Why isn't it not there? That's not the... Oh, because it should be in the Monday show. Is it Monday? Yeah. That's where it is. Here we go. So, first of all, Puffing Billy, narrow gauge railway. We've got 3 pictures from the Puffing Billy narrow gauge railway thing. Can't speak. Locomotives, actually. You shouldn't call them trains. Apparently, they're locomotives. This is from Melbourne in Australia. G'day there, cobber. Want to see a nice Australian Puffing Billy train? Of course you do. Here's the first one. And what a lovely... We could be on the Bluebell there, couldn't we? Is that a tank engine?
That is, yes, a tank engine. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It's like it's come straight out of the Thomas the Tank Engine books.
And here's my impression of a train. I almost won an award once for doing an impression of a train. Here it is. Choo choo, coming through. Was a child award. Here is another one at Lakeside, which is very nice. I can't see the lake, unfortunately, but you can see the steam coming out of its chimney. And here's its impression.
Beautiful.
Chuff, 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 chuff. Don't laugh at your own jokes. No, all right. And Budum-tish. And the final one, ladies and gentlemen, just for your indulgence here. This is the black one. We had a red one and a green one. This is the black one, and the carriage. He's pushing the carriage at the back. And
those carriages are beautiful, aren't they?
They're very nice. Ornate, aren't they?
I was going to say, they're beautiful in their simplicity, their ornate simplicity. It's very strange.
It is very strange. Yeah. And here is... Can you do the impression of the train on this one, Julie? There we go. Fantastic. They're fantastic. No, brilliant. And finally, we're going to see a picture now. Here we are. Look, have a look at this. This gentleman is Michael Thornley's 3 times great-grandfather, George Dewdney. I think that's how it's pronounced. Dewdney. Born in Ashurst in West Sussex in 1809. And this is him in his railway gear. Back here, whiskers and all. Bernie had the warts and all. This guy has his whiskers and all. And what a dapper-looking gentleman. You can just imagine him standing there going, tickets, please. Tickets, come on. Tickets, please. Next train is going for the Ashurst to London line. Tickets, please. Could you get on the train, please?
I wonder if they said mind the gap back then.
Oh, yes. Yeah, especially when they smashed them in the teeth. Mind the gap, shut your trap. Mind the gap, shut your trap. There we go. Wasn't that fantastic? I think you all agree. Now, we've got some more pictures. We might as well get this one done as well whilst we're here. Robin Jones, he sent a picture in. Now, you may remember we've had some famous people. I've just got to get into my... Oh, where is it? In my email account. Okay. Famous people. So, let us see. Let us see. Where the hell is it? Where are you, Robin? There he is, Robin Jones. Right, he says, photo attached of someone I think we all love. But who is it? I'll zoom in. Julie will obviously know, but we'll zoom in. And can you tell us where for an extra bonus point? Who is that?
Who is that? It's not Chaplin.
No, quite right. It's not Chaplin. But I think I know because it's St Pancras Station International. And here we go. Attenborough
Betjeman.
Eagles says it's John Betjeman. John Betjeman, Andrew Norris. I think it is John Betjeman.
Do you remember we were on a walk one time and there was loads of rubbish on the side, and amongst that rubbish was a single Monopoly questions card.
Yes.
Not Monopoly.
Oh, no. Trivial Pursuit.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
the one. Monopoly. Oh my gosh. Anyway, and John Betjeman was the answer to one of those questions, and I had no idea who he was, and you were absolutely flabbergasted. You were like, "What? You do not know who that is?" And you said, "I bet Chaz knows. When you go home and ask him, I bet he'll be able to tell you." And guess what? He didn't know either.
Ah.
Shameful. Never mind.
John Betjeman, yeah, John Betjeman, very famous character. St Pancras, Betjeman, Paddington Bear, says Michael White. Very close, very close. Sean James Cameron has just sent me an email, actually. He says, just to let you know, on my screen, the number is hidden behind the graphic of subscribe to the channel. That may be true, I suppose, on small phones and things. It may well have got hidden, actually. I may have to move it. It's a pain, isn't it? It's a pain when you have to do it. You can see it here, though, on the joint thing. It's all right. Get there in the end. But thank you for letting me know. That's very kind. So, yeah, we are. That's our famous person. If anybody wants to send in pictures of famous people for us to guess, or famous locations or something like that, do send them in to richard@vobes.com. And we will bung it on the show. Don't forget, of course, to contribute with your videos when you go out and about. We're going to see another video now. We're going to nip over to Newhaven for a nugget. This is at for a nugget of Newhaven. Angie Fenner and her hubby are out on a walk. And earlier, you see how this show works so well, as if it's all dovetailed. Earlier, Angie said, on cue, my hubby is a train spotter. We did that whole business about the films. You spotted my car and all of that nonsense. And now we're going to go and see the train spotter in action, but not necessarily at a train station. But anyway, here it is, a nugget of, where did I say? Newhaven. Not Nuremberg. Here she is. There's your counter.
Hello Vobesters. So this is the start of my usual walk, and I thought I'd just show you how beautiful all these daffodils are. Yeah. It's pretty cold today, but the sun is coming out. We're in this little nugget of Newhaven. Yeah, this is the car park. That is not my car, obviously. We're going up the rehabilitation centre. But look at all these coming out. Aren't they pretty? They really are so pretty here. I'm not sure if you can see this lovely view in the trees. This is a tree for Julia. Right, this is the Ouse Valley heading towards Lewes from Newhaven, obviously. A lovely burning bush there. Right, I think that's probably 2 minutes. All right, bye.
Church and Lewis in the
This
background.
is the view behind. You can see Pitting High, and lovely. And this is part of the Union, which overlooks the Ouse Valley. A little bit of New Haven here. It's quite pretty. It's a nice walk. Going into the sun, so I don't suppose you can see it really. Yeah. Lovely views. Because you can hear all the traffic still, but there you go. Yeah. Just up here, and then it's home, sweet home, if I can get up there.
I like that. Sweet home. Sweet home. How Marv. John Betjeman, thank you so much, Angie. That was lovely. Lovely to see a bit of nugget of New Haven, part of New Haven that I've not seen before. I'm not very familiar with New Haven, to be honest. I know, once you go through it and where the fort is and the seafront and the cliffs, but that's probably my knowledge of New Haven, really. And so, very interesting. And the daffodils, weren't they lovely?
Absolutely.
Now,
Lovely tree too.
Absolutely. Now, Julia, here we are. There's a bit of info about John Betjeman on Wikipedia. Sir John Betjeman, who died in 1984, was born in 1906, was an English poet, writer and broadcaster. He was the Poet Laureate from 1972 till his death. He was a founder member of the Victorian Society and a passionate defender of Victorian architecture. I've got a book of him and architecture somewhere on my shelves. Couldn't immediately bring it to the table. And he was there helping to save St Pancras railway station from demolition, which presumably is the reason that he is there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so very nice too. So now you know. Oh, here we go. Sean Cameron says, you asked for pictures. Famous people. All right, okay, here we go. Can you guess who that one is?
I'll just unmute myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my baby, and his dear Uncle Richard.
And who is this?
That's some weirdo. Never mind that one. Quick, scrub that one out. Get rid of it.
Thank you very much, Sean James Cameron. You see how this works. It works very easy, isn't it? You just send an email to richard@vobes.com, and within seconds, so many seconds, it all appears on the screen. It's great fun.
Apparently Jeffrey Harrison's trying to ring in.
Jeffrey, it's not working. Hang on, let me just check the phone is still, because I knew I was running out of batteries on the phone, but no, it should still be there. 07934647790. That lovely video. Kathy B says, dads. Lovely video, dads. Beautiful dad.
Beautiful. I think she means beautiful daffs.
Oh, daffs. Yes, daffs. Yeah, daff. It's that purple woman.
Yeah,
it's that purple woman again. Yeah, no, that was very cool. What else have we got? So we've done that. We've got 2 more videos to play in before we go. Time is ticking, so we don't want to be late. Just trying to see if Jeffrey wants to call in, but he says it's not working. Is it Duncan Goodhue, the bald bloke? Yeah, could have been. Although this particular bloke that you saw holding Joe doesn't do that swimming across the shark-infested channel that we have now, with all that oil that you run over each other. Julia says, the number that you have dialed has not been recognised. What number are you dialing? 07. We're in the... It may need +44. Where are you ringing from? Eastbourne? Definitely. You need +44. Drop the 0. 793 4647. 47790. Is that the right number? Have I actually put the right number up there?
I don't know. Let me just check on my...
That may be the wrong number. Maybe I put the wrong number. Hang on. Show cam. Wait a minute. Where is it? Call the Vobesy. Yeah, I put it the wrong way round. That's why. Oh, golly, I'll have to go back and do that. It's 0793 4746790. Look at me. I put the middle bit. I thought I looked at that and went 47790. That sounds wrong. Yeah, ignore that. Ignore that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't ring in on that number. That number does not exist.
Someone else has been getting some random
That
phone
would be
calls.
very funny, wouldn't it?
Sorry to whoever that was.
Yeah. It's 07934746790. See, it does help if you actually get the... Here we go, look. Here we go. I'm going to get right told off now. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hey, I've got there in the end.
Yeah, sorry about it. It's my fault. I put the wrong number on the screen.
Yeah, £48 later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can make money, you see.
Oh, I love it. Only you, Richard.
Only me.
You.
Yeah, it's only me.
Yes.
Nobody else would make such a basic error.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, look, it's only a quick one because I've been doing some... Many weeks ago, you told me to go and see my dad and write down notes because the things that are in his head.
Yes.
When it's just one of those things you've been talking about.
Yeah.
He's got some stuff in his house. You know, you were talking about your dad.
Mm.
Well, he's got some stuff in his house that his dad gave him when he was a little kid.
Oh, wow.
Now, my dad was 93 now. Was that his dad gave him something when he was a young kid. He went and saw Buffalo Bill in London.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah. And he's got a feather.
A feather from Buffalo Bill?
Yeah. And he's kept that from his dad. And I thought, well, I'll keep that when my dad finally goes. But, yeah, it was one of those things.
Wow. What kind of feather is it? Can you describe it to us?
It was just a, you know what the Indians used to wear on their headdress.
I don't think you're allowed to say that they're Indians now, are you?
Yeah, and
just to say
it's one of
they're
those
Western Americans or something. South Australian. No, wait a minute. What are they? Julia knows. What are they called again?
Sorry, what are who called?
Indians, Red Indians. They're not called Red Indians.
Native Americans.
Native Americans, there we go.
Native Americans. Because I always thought Buffalo Bill was like an Indian. You know, he's nothing like an Indian, is he?
No, he wasn't. No, Buffalo Bill, he was like an American, wasn't he?
American cowboy kind of thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, and had a buffalo on his head.
That's right. And the other thing my dad was talking about...
Yes.
Do you remember many years ago when John Wayne came to London and done Mr. Q?
No.
Yeah.
Something I did.
John Wayne came and done a
Q
series in London called Mr. Q.
Oh, Mr. Q. Well, a TV series?
Yeah, it was a TV thing many years ago.
John Wayne?
John Wayne, if you want to call
Did he go,
Google.
Get off your horse and drink your milk?
No, but he came into the docks and spoke to all the dockers.
Did he?
He did, and the thing was,
he
was talking to my dad, and he was talking about, because you just reminded me, about Laurel and Hardy.
Ah.
And he gave my dad Stan Laurel's telephone number.
No.
He did. And because of the Laurel died, Stan was in his flat answering telephone calls, and my dad got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and rung him in America.
What, Stan Laurel?
Yes, and he sat in his flat picking up the phone, talking to people.
It is true. I know that he spent his last few years after Ollie had died in his flat answering. I didn't know. I think his telephone number, if I remember rightly, was in the phone book.
I don't know. All I've got is my dad's still got the card that, because he wasn't John Wayne. He signed it something. He didn't.
That wasn't his
sign it
real
John
name.
Wayne. He signed it something else, like a girl's name or something.
Michael Michaelmas, was it?
His real name.
Yeah.
I can't remember his real name now, John Wayne.
McQ was what it was called.
Yeah, the telephone thing, the television thing he was doing was Mr. Q.
Tony Robinson was in it, was he?
I don't know, mate.
Don't know. This is what people are saying. David Brent sings a lovely song about Native Americans, apparently.
All right. But he actually got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and rung him, and he spoke to him and all that lot.
How lovely.
Because it was a few weeks later, my dad, never forgets, got a bill for 45 quid.
Talking to Stan Laurel?
Yeah, but that was 70 years, well, in the 70s.
Yeah.
And my dad, well, it's like £1 million today, isn't it?
Yeah. What an amazing thing to have done, to be able to ring up on spec a Hollywood star.
And talk to him and chat to him.
And he would be only too pleased.
And he said that was the best one he ever saw. And it was coming down the stairs or going up the stairs with the piano.
Music box, yeah.
Yeah.
1933.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
There we go. How about
Well,
that?
then, I just want to have a quick chat, so I'll tell you what my dad said.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Keep collecting those stories.
I will. I'll just keep collecting his mime. And every now and again he comes out with these things.
And the feather, it might be, someone suggested, is it an eagle feather?
Oh, no, it's a big feather. Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for that, Jeff. We must play some videos, but yeah.
Yeah, Chinese is getting cold.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Don't want your little Chinaman getting cold. Ta-ta for now.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye, mate. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, well done. Well, we've managed to avoid people calling us in by putting the wrong number on the screen. We'll try and get this right for next time. I must make a note. Change.
There was Ed trying to get, lots of lovely callers for us.
Change the number. That'll be a task for me to do tomorrow then. Brilliant. Okay, we must go into the video box. Thank you so much, Jeff. That was lovely. And what an amazing... And I do believe that Stan Laurel's number was in the phone book. I remember reading that. You jogged my memory. And people could do that. That is absolutely astounding. It would never happen today. The nearest you could do is get on Twitter and hope that they might, in the vaguest possible world, notice your tweet amongst the other 25 million that are being received. Anyway, so what have we got? We've got Sean or Pete. Let's go to Sean and then we'll climb a mountain. Climb every mountain for the end of the show. So, Sean, with another discovery walk.
Morning friends, I'm today carrying on with my Discovery Walk 7 and this Discovery Walk 8 takes us to St Peter's Church, which is in Bexhill Old Town, and I'm going to explore the church grounds, the graveyard, and actually look for I looked for a name online last night of people that are buried here. Not everyone's listed online of course, but there was a name that I was really interested in called Mercy Crutterton. Very little apart from the name, and that she died in 1826 and that her grave is here somewhere. So it's the search for mercy as well. This area of land in Bexhill was evidence of once being an Iron Age fort, about 3,000 years ago, something like that. Tribes settled down here in about the 400s, around East Sussex, known as the South Saxons, where I think we get the word Sussex from. And then in about 7th century, the pagan Saxons were most of them converted to Christianity. And then King Offa, good old King Offa again, endowed this church, and there's a specific date of 15th of August 772 when church was here, Saxon church, and then it's gone through a few changes through the Saxon and Norman periods. The original church was about 40 foot long and 20 foot wide in the Saxon days, and it appears in the Domesday Book in 1086, having had various extensions made by the Normans. And then there's a road up there that's been around since the 1100s, which is the same time as the manor house was being used just down over there. So, very old church. Well, there we are, folks, at St Peter's Church. I couldn't find Mercy Crumpton's grave. I looked through every single one, and it's very hard to read. The gravestones are very worn with weathering and so on, but I know she's out here somewhere. The remains. But we move elsewhere when we pass over. That's the most important thing. Well, there you go. That's it. That's Charlotte today at St Peter's Church. So thanks for watching, and join me next time on the next Discovery Walk, which is number 9, I think. See you later.
Well, there we go. How about that? That was lovely, wasn't it?
Another fine video. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sean. Looking for Mercy. Now, you may have noticed that in that time, I have managed to change the numbers on the screen. So the number's now correct, at least certainly on that one. Hang on, Annie, if I come out of this, if I do that and press this and do that, 4746790 is correct. We don't need the phone number anymore on the screen. I mean the other phone number. I mean, ding.
Well done.
So yes, thank you very much, Sean, or whoever it was who told me what the numbers were wrong. Jeffrey, by ringing in. Fantastic, lovely video. Nice to see that. I didn't see much of it, to be honest, because I was fiddling with.
You were faffing.
I was faffing. Yes, that's fair, true. And we are hard past, but I do want to get up the mountain of Snowdonia with Colonel Cragratty. So, shall we just whiz straight up there straight away?
Yes, go on then.
Okay.
Not sure if I'm going to get to the top, but we'll see. Made it! I do believe we so forgot ourselves to shake hands.
So there we go. Another clambering up the mountain episode with Pete. That looked quite bleak, didn't it? With all that mist and snow.
It looks very cold.
Yeah, very cold. Certainly got me shivering here in the studio.
Very invigorating, even just viewing it.
Absolutely. So fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Pete.
Thank you to our resident mountain goat.
Yeah, where will he take us next week? That's what I want to know. Where will we be?
Question.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to overrun every week. We get a bit carried away at the front end of the show, chatting about this, that, and the other.
We do.
Yeah, we do. I can't stop her from talking, that lovely Julia there. How cold is it, says Sean Ford. That's a good question. I bet it is freezing. I've never been on Snowdonia. I've been on the Snowdonian National Park, but not that end. I've been on the southern end, really, where it's a bit easier. Why is it called the Devil's Kitchen? I think you get a red hot chili there, don't you, from the devil? Probably need one. It's probably not very hot at all. Such gentlemen shaking hands is what we like to see. Absolutely, old Bean. I think it's very good.
Very gentlemanly, yes.
Snowdon can be bleak, says Station Master's Choice, and cold even in September. What about in July? I'll have to do a short or two from my video on the... Oh, yes, you went up to... Because I remember you went to Betsy Coed, didn't you? And then presumably up round that way. Devil's Kitchen is an old Welsh story about the devil creating a big carved section. A bit like the Devil's Dyke. There's a story about the devil trying to dig its way to the sea, and a little old lady in a sieve and a candle puts the devil off because it says it's morning. All these old urban myths. So there we go. Anyway, that's it. I imagine your kids will probably be itching to see their mumsy.
Oh, hopefully they're tucked up in bed, well on their way to sleep. If not asleep already.
That's
One
it.
hopes.
The old sleep mallet. Get them off to sleep. Thank you, Julia, for being on the show on the Monday.
Thank you for having me.
It's lovely
Nice
to see you.
respite from,
Lovely to
day-to-day.
see your purple hair.
Thank you.
That's been a big success. Thanks to Judith out there. Sorry about your poor old cat, Judith. We do apologise, but hopefully we've kept your thoughts away from those events during the show. Lots of interesting videos. Thank you to our contributors, Stephen Agger at the Clayton Tunnel, Bernie in Winchelsea, Pete Telling that we just saw there, Colonel Craig Ratty at Snowdonia, Sean Ford in Search of Mercy, Angie Fenner giving us a nugget of New Haven, and to Michael Thornley for the Puffing Billy Thomas the Tank Engine style, I nearly said aeroplanes then, steam trains is what I mean. And of course your great how many greats, George Dudney, and Robin Jones for the picture of John Betjeman. We've learnt lots of stuff in today's show. Thank you for coming along and typing. Thanks to our phone calls, all our lovely contributors and all of that. It's been absolutely superb.
And all that jazz.
And all that jazz. So it just remains for lovely Julia and I to say thanks for coming. I'll be back again on Wednesday. On Wednesday, by the way, hoping to have Phil Clark, who was my special guest in the Conversation With on Sunday, the In Conversation With podcast that I do. If you're a patron and you've signed up to the patrons mail shot, you will have got that mailing list, whatever you want to call it. And he's going to be live on here with me, hopefully, from his pub bar in the basement of his house. It is a real English pub in Chicago, well, West Chicago, or Chicagolands. I forget what he calls it now. It's funny. It's in the Chicago area of America. And I will have a pint of beer, and he will have a pint of beer. It may be a bit of a giggle fest. So that's on Wednesday. So join me for that, Julia.
Be
Hopefully.
there or be square.
Yeah. And hopefully Julia will be back again on Friday.
Yeah.
Eric's pulling the bloody lead. Sorry, he pulls it in his sleep sometimes. So anyway, there we go. Take care. Lovely to see you, and look after yourselves. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, everybody.
And we'll
Thank
see you
you,
next
Richard.
time. My pleasure, as ever. Ta-ta and toodle pip and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Bye.